Welcome to my site. Welcome to the Tomb of Illumination. You might want to check out my previous videos if you haven't seen my videos before to get a grasp of what I'm on about here. And at the end of the day, it's all about the flat earth physics, how it's connected to the human brain, spiritual ascension, what the celestial bodies are doing to cause your spiritual ascension, raising your kundalini, getting to your higher consciousness, getting out of the dung gate, the story of death, the death of your lower self, rising to a higher consciousness, the whole Jesus story, all about Christ, rebirth. Well, I've done a lot of videos, well over 300, although I've taken a lot down, and recently I read a year or two back, I read the Iliad. And I've also read Walter Russell's The Secret of Light. And I was meaning to make a few videos regarding Walter Russell, but never got around to it because there's so many things coming into my mind all the time. I just move on. Well, I like to go back and look at some old books I've read. And I just happened to pick this up last night and blow me down 2 pages into it. This is what it reads. Concerning the divine Iliad. Right there, 2nd page in. Now it seems like I'm the only person on this earth, on YouTube anyway, who's given you the whole flat earth model and described the tropical gap. And told you that that tropical gap is all explained in the Iliad. And how it's all connected with creation, the recycling system of earth, everything. The friction required to create life, the yin and the yang if you want, or the male and the female. The two-way system, the counter forces. Well, I'll just read this 1 page here. The divine Iliad is the basis of this book. The divine Iliad is an inspired message from the Creator to give man the needed comprehension of his relation to his universe, to man and to God, for the coming cycle. I've also talked about the end times and the coming of the cycle. End times being the end of Pisces. Pisces being the end, but some people say that Pisces is the beginning. But we've been through Pisces, we're now entered into Aquarius. In the whole religious story referring to Revelation, end times, it comes at the end time where someone will reveal certain information to the world. And this end times has come. Revelation has come. And that's the end of our 25,600 or 900, forget what the number was now, for our great year. The cycle has ended and now beginning a new cycle. So what does he say here? For the coming of the cycle. For the coming cycle. He's basically informing you what I've been telling you. So I'll read on. Man progresses in cycles of approximately 2,500 years. It's a great cycle, right? The great year, this precession of the equinox as they call it, but another story to that. At the beginning of each cycle of his growing awareness of the light within him, God sends messages through prepared messengers to further his comprehension of the light. Wow. That's what I've been doing here on the site, guys. Comprehension of these cosmic messages gradually exalts mankind into higher beings. This is why a lot of you have signed up to my Patreon page, because you understand me. You know what I'm getting at. And that's what you're looking for, aren't we? We're all looking for it. Comprehension of these cosmic messages gradually exalts mankind into higher beings. And thus each cycle is one more step for man towards full awareness of the light. and of his oneness with God. God is within you. Oneness. It has to be self-manifested through you. Your 6 chakras have to be aligned to receive the 7th. The 7th is your moon sign. It's waiting for you to align your 6 chakras. Once that alignment comes and that moon's in your sign, at full moon, bingo. Enlightenment. The divine Iliad cannot be fully published for many years. As much of it as can now be published will appear in these pages. Further portions of it will be released as the world is ready to receive them. Well, I think the world's ready now. They're waking up. They're starting to understand my videos. YouTube, the powers that be, are stopping the videos from getting out there worldwide. It's just freeze frame type thing. But there you go. So I can now base a lot of my videos on Walter Russell's knowledge. He's giving us the message. He's telling you, and I'm working on his behalf. Turn the page here. Preface to 1994 edition. This 1994 edition of Walter Russell's classic masterpiece has been edited to correct misspellings and grammatical errors and add several editors' notes. The preservation of essence of Dr. Russell's thoughts and teachings has been foremost in our minds. Scientific investigation of Walter Russell's ideas give the reward of deeper understanding into the nature of the universe and will serve as an inspiration and light into the next centuries. Technological application of his principles hold the promise of a non-populating, sustainable energy future that is presently so desperately needed. So, he mentions non-populating, sustainable energy. As it turns out, I think he is a Freemason. It is with great hope and expectation for humanity's greater comprehension and use of the secret of light that we offer this updated edition. So, technological application of his principles holding the promise of a non-populating, sustainable energy future. This is called fusion. I mean, they only just getting over the threshold of creating fusion, but they're not doing it the cold fusion way, using water, the hydrogen molecule. They're taking stuff out of the hydrogen molecule, blasting the hell out of it, smashing things together. Well, hopefully we're going to evolve past that in the next 10 or 20 years and discover the cold fusion. This is how our Earth works, through cold fusion. The cold Arctics, the circulation, the warm tropical region. When they talk about the deserts in the esoteric literature, script or religion, they talk about the deserts either side of the tropical gap. It's part of the circulating system, because in the tropical gap it's got the moisture, the rising hydrogen molecule. So we have the male coming up to the centre and the females continuously coming down. Science call the electrons, upcoming the protons, or other names they have for it. But yes, I'll be describing all that. Let's read on, shall we? Author's forward. Jesus said, God is light, and no man of that day knew what he meant. The day is now here when all men must know that Jesus meant what Jesus meant when he said God is light. Because everything is light. You have to imagine everything we see is just a projection of light. The images, the frequencies, the resonant frequencies from the sun creates all the images. Resonating frequencies, resonating so fast they appear to be solid to our brains, our eyes. And our pupils, our black pupils, are black holes that are tuned to the black hole of creation. If you know anything about radar, radio, satellites sending messages. You've got a sender and a receiver, right? For within the secret of light is vast knowledge, yet unrevealed to man. And these secrets are within sun gazing. But you have to have raised your Kundalini first, I think, to get the full, to receive the knowledge. You have to have raised your Kundalini, raised your chakras, aligned your chakras. Or be in a higher conscious state anyway, if you haven't fully come into the light. It is all we have to deal with, but we do not yet know what it is. The purpose of this message is to tell what it is. Today's civilization has advanced far in knowing how to deal with matter, but we do not know what matter is, nor the why of it. Nor do we know what energy, electricity, magnetism, gravitation, and radiation are. Nor do we know the purpose of the inert gases. Who's been telling you the inert gases are in the atmosphere, the 7 layers of the atmosphere, that what is below, what is above? Because inert gases are basically all comes from the hydrogen atom in different states of pressure. So you've got the different states of pressure of inert gases, which create also different frequency layers, which give us the planets. The planets represent those frequencies, bands, and also the mineral structure of our systems, even the earth. Because as above is so below. Right? So this is all pretty mind-blowing to me, even though I've underlined it. I've put a ring around it. Inert times 7. So obviously knew this back then. I've just slipped my mind. Passed by it all. And the purpose of the inert gases and what they are. And then you get these science wannabes come onto my sites early on, like a year or two ago, saying no, they're in, you get it from the earth. Not even understanding the concept of as above, so below, but they're basically taking it as a gas, breaking it down. That's what it's all about. Because our atmosphere is pressurized and it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. So the gaseous layers are going to different gradients, reducing in pressure, and that stepping up is being created through ionization. Long story, check out my other videos. Nor do we know the structure of the elemental atoms, nor the gyroscopic principle which determines that structure. Well, see, I can explain this. Nor are we aware of the fact that this is a two-way continuous universe of balance in all effects of motion, and not a one-way discontinuous universe. And who's been telling you that we live on a dual system? Who's described the duality of the two hemispheres, the tropical gap, the two suns, the two Milky Ways? It's only been described here on this site. If you want to know more, we're going to go really deep into on my Patreon site. If you want to understand all this stuff more, sign up to my Patreon page. We've got a base rate of $3.50 US, but if you start paying 10, if you want to pay 10, you're going to get one video a month that no one else is going to get. And you can do whatever you like with it. I'm not going to make it public for 4 to 6 months. Okay? It's stuff, world first stuff you've never heard before. Trust me. It's not just another common man or another Gentile's version of something. It's the truth. Everything you've been told practically is a lie, or it's false, or been misunderstood. Anyway, I'm going to give you the true version, what it actually means, through my Patreon site. After this I'm going to do a video on the gyroscopic system of our solar system. Why is it gyroscopic? What are they talking about there? Okay, check out that video. Next one. Nor are we aware of the fact that this is a two-way continuous universe of balance in all effects of motion, and not a one-way continuous universe. nor have we even yet heard of or suspect the most important of all principles in physics, the avoidance principle. Well, what have I been talking about with the black hole? That's the avoidance zone. They avoid that zone. That's the place of rest. It's because they avoid that zone keeps the whole system flowing. If you didn't have this flow, it would all collapse and then no life would exist. So understanding the flat hole, the black hole, you understand the flat earth system, because the flat earth, our flat plane of inertia, is from the hole. Stationary, fixed and stationary as the neutral. Well, the two forces are surrounding it. All explained in my videos. And the mirrors and lenses of space, which are the cause of illusion in all moving things. So just 2 pages here summed up my videos in the last 6 months to a year, because I've perfected them, getting down to the nitty gritty, put my finger on everything. It's right here. Okay guys, so if you really want to know those stuff, hang in, stay with this site. So I've talked a little about the lensing, the mirror effect of the central Arctic. It's to do with it's all connected with the royal orb. There's other what do you call them? Things they have, which are representing that mirror crystal look. And you go back to Superman. What's he got? You know, he's from the North Pole, isn't he? And the kryptonite and all that, and they show you the crystal ice or whatever. Where am I going with that? Right, so the centre Arctic is mirrored and you can't see it. It's like magic, because what is magic? Comes from magnetism, the magnetic field. It's all electromagnetic. The centre Arctic, the dead centre, it's mirrored. We can't see it. But it's there. The creation, the whole centre of creation is above the Arctic centre. Whoa, so I've got here, bingo. Well, should we read on? Might as well. Nor do we even consider the entire material electric universe to be the illusion which it is, there being no reality to it whatsoever. What did I just say? There's nothing's physical. It's all due to our 5 senses. Understanding the truth is knowing your 6th sense, or finding that. Nor have we the slightest inkling of the cause of curvature of space. But we do now, because I've been explaining it all. I'll go over it all. Nor the voidance of the curvature in planes of zero curvature. Zero curvature, meaning the focal points, which are the planets. The planets are just like the black hole. That's their 0 point of state of rest. That's the image you're getting, right in the centre. The energies around it. And everything is of wave form. So you have to imagine the ecliptic plane as like throwing a pebble into a pond, and then out goes all the waves, right? Those waves are all different frequency bands, and they all represent a planet. Watch right back. What is the pebble? The pebble is you could say is the sun, the ignition of the sun that set everything in motion. So that's the collateral effect of throwing the pebble into the water. So the water creates the black hole, a hole, and the splash itself is the sun maybe, and then the waves, off they go. Right, so understanding the planets and what they are, okay, we try to talk about that. What have we got here? Curvature of way over the boundaries. No one knows how it is that crystals get their various shapes. Well, you know, it's due to their planets again, because this is the connection, the non-physical, the metaphysical, and the physical in our realm. The planets have a lot to do with the minerals in the ground and within the human body. This is why, through after conception, the forming of our system, we go through 9 months. The ancestral cycle of 9 months, and then you are missing 3. So that's your cornerstone you are missing. The minerals or salts or whatever missing in your system that you will need to find to make you whole, to help you ascend. We talk about that. Nor have we the slightest conception of what constitutes the life principle, nor the principle of growth, nor the simultaneous unfoldment, refoldment principle. It's a recycling system, expansion and contraction, which repeats all patterns in nature sequentially and records and voids them as they are repeated. Nor are we aware of that recording principle by means of which the Creator carries forth the sum totals of every sequential cycle in his unfolding and refolding universe into the very end of its manifestation upon one planet and its beginning on a new one. Now, that's getting a bit far out. I haven't got that far. Like, to me, that would be a completely different conscious state, understanding, life on planets, because it's all metaphysical. Nothing's physical up there, so it's all consciousness. Nor are we dynamically aware of the souls and seeds of things. These roots of universal repetition are now but metaphysical abstractions to religion and physical guesswork to science. Within the secret of light is the answer to all of these heretofore unanswered questions and many more. Oh, well, if the answers are all in there, I'll explain them all to you. More which the ages have not yet solved. This revelation of this nature of light will be the inheritance of man in his coming. New age, this is his rebirth, his enlightenment. New age of greater comprehension, higher consciousness. Its unfoldment will prove the existence of God. It certainly does. When you go through your rebirth, you might know nothing about God, religion. Once you go through your rebirth, you understand the whole lot. This is why you would never sin after the event, because you know the shit that's going down. Okay? Its unfoldment will prove the existence of God by methods and standards acceptable to science and religion alike. Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm correlating this non-physical or our realm with consciousness and connecting it to all the religious stories. Okay? The two greatest elements in civilization, religion and science, will thus find unity and marriage of the two. Likewise, human relationships will become more balanced because of a greater knowledge of universal law which lies behind all of the processes which light uses to interweave the pattern form of the electric wave universe. There is no department of life which will not be vitally affected by the new knowledge of the nature of light, from the university to the laboratory, from governments to industry, and from nation to nation. I therefore give it to you with all of its clarity, as I myself have become aware of it from behind the scenes of this cosmic cinema of light illusion, which is our universe. So he obviously knows what I know. He's obviously was born with a bit more oxygen than I was, so he can articulate things a lot better than I can. So it's good for me to be able to, use information like this to express because I'm here to show you. Okay, I can draw you the pictures. Might not all be pretty, but in written terms or language, you might have to refer back to other people. Even Santos Banasi is a very good talker, isn't he? Not like me. So we're going to get into this. So I'll just see how much time's left on this video, because I might expand on something. Well, there's only a minute, about 2 minutes left. So be sure to watch the next video. I'm going to explain the gyroscopic motion of the celestial bodies over our flat Earth, and show you the comedy of their spinning ball method, which is total lies. I'm going to show you, and you can go out and check for yourself. Something. Okay? So subscribe if you haven't subscribed before. Put a likes up. Apparently that helps these videos get out. Maybe I'm not getting enough of that, because it's, you know, the subscribers are just like stagnant. And be sure to look out for my Patreon page. You scroll down below the videos, find the word about, go there, and you might be sent to this page that says 404 with a spaceship there, rocket or something. You're going to have to find that little light blue message there. Tap on that. That'll take you into the Patreon site. I'm no expert on this technical stuff, so why it's like that I don't know, and I'm not getting quick answers from Patreon. So thanks for watching, guys.